Peace. So, this video today is going to be about why I love these kinds of men, okay? What kind of men am I talking about? Well, it's not Kevin Samuels. Not talking about him, okay? And I know that there are a lot of men, per se, quote unquote, that listen to people, men like Kevin Samuels and things like that because he is quote unquote successful and good at what he does, I guess, because he has a lot of money. I don't know. But I just want to really talk about what real success is in the eyes of a woman like me. So a woman like me is a woman that literally can change the world for the better. A woman like me is a woman that can shift the entire frequency of the earth just by shining her authentic light. A lot of you want to keep generational curses flowing and going, and you don't realize how you are doing this because you are so focused on keeping things the same. You are so focused on not listening, not learning, not growing, but you are focused on being successful. And I know a lot of men, they're so focused on being successful. All they want is success. But when success comes at the hands of being heartless, of being a tyrant, of being a dictator, of being predatory, and most importantly, when it comes at the hands of putting down other people, especially women, then then that's when success is pointless. That's when your success actually becomes your demise. And so the last video I did on misogyny, it's really interesting. I was talking about Kevin Samuels, and I wasn't really talking about him. I was talking about misogyny, but he just happened to be the face of misogyny. And I feel like it's been less than a week later that he made this viral video and everybody is like dragging him on the internet about how he's homosexual, about how he hates black women, about how this and that. And I'm just like, that's interesting. Because I definitely just made a video talking about the face and the look of misogyny. So it almost in a way made me feel like I did a little spell on this guy. um Perhaps I did and I just was not aware of it. But yeah, it be like that. You be so passionate about what you know is right and what you know is true that the universe, by you expressing that into existence, you create this shift in energy, and it's really interesting to see things like that play out. So anyway, that was an interesting thing that happened. And I was definitely a part of that shift. But I said in that video, and I'm going to say it again, men like him, men like him that act the way they act and go on the way they go on and have these ideals about how women should be this and you should be that, and um it's not cute and it's not going to be in style in the next 10 years, because I won't even say 10 years, probably a lot sooner than that, because we're currently going through such a huge energy shift on the planet. And I'm going to be 100% honest. There are a lot of women who have got on par with the shift, and there are a lot of men who have gotten on par with the shift. But the number one thing that I noticed, regardless if, out of all the people who, live righteous lives and, they eat ital and they're vegans and they wear the ankhs and they're super spiritual and they do this and they do that. Out of all of that you have going on, and out of all those philosophies that you adhere to, the number one thing that I notice is still the resistance towards integrating and acknowledging the divine feminine as an important piece to not only a woman's puzzle in rising into her goddess energy, but also the men. And I have come across some of the most beautiful spirits, some of the most amazing men, some of the most pure hearted and healing masculine energies, but they've all done one thing and they all have one thing in common. And guess what? It doesn't have anything to do with, the herbs that they make or, what they do for a living. It doesn't have anything to do with this quote unquote perceived way of success, but it has everything to do with the emotional energy, the love they have in their heart. And I know that it is not a natural thing for men to be overflowing from their heart space. That's a feminine energy. However, we both need those energies, right? It's not a natural state for a woman to give from her from her sacral center, from her sexual energy. That's not a feminine state, that's a masculine state. But we still need that exchange. We still need that groundedness, that to be grounded, to be stable. We still need that, and we still need to understand how to do that on our own. So there's so many healing things that are going on, and you know people are evolving and getting better. But when I go to these retreats, when I go and step into the spiritual realm, when I step into the realm of enlightenment, I'm going to be honest, there are there's always more women than there is men there. It's always more women than there is men. And unless it is um specifically for men, then I'm sure that there'll be more men there, because um men seem to be uncomfortable with being their true selves, and um really sharing in from a vulnerable place around feminine energy. And this isn't for all men, but I'm talking about what I notice, when it comes to the collective. I notice that women are doing more of this healing work and this I wouldn't even call it work, but we're putting more intention towards elevating than it seems like the masculine counterpart. And there are a lot of reasons for this, you know there are a lot of reasons for this. And one of the main things that I noticed as a reason for this kind of dates back a bit. I would say until like I wouldn't say the beginning of time, but I talk about this in my book, The Great Woman Resurrected, how there was a period when the Earth's polarity first began to shift into what it is today, when the foreign beings started to come here. And when I say foreign beings, I'm talking about, the reptilians and the alien weirdos who pretty much do everything to destroy the planet. But when they arrived, they came with this predatory energy. And what they did was they latched on to the masculine principle, and they use the masculine principle to destroy the feminine principle. So this is also in the age of, like, during the time of the age of Aries, that this happened. So the age of Aries came right after the age of Taurus. And oh, I gotta mute my phone. Um the age of Aries came at the age of Taurus. Um and please stop distracting me. You know who you are. Um, okay, so the age of Aries came after the age of Taurus, and the age of Taurus was um the age of Taurus was the age of being, like, this was the age of abundance. This was the age of abundance. The woman was still in power. The pharaohs were in power, right? The pharaohs were the women, right? Of Kemet and Nubia and Cush and all of that, the house of Ra. I'll do a video on that later. Um, the primordial houses, and the matriarchal principle was very much alive still during the age of Taurus. And this is because Taurus is ruled by the earth, and the earth is a feminine being. The earth is a mother, earth mother. And the earth is what people were connected to at that time. So when we moved into the age of Aries, uh-oh, somebody's up. I might have to pause this video. Okay, I'm gonna pause this video, guys. Let me see, how do I do this? Don't you be looking at my followers like that, like you want to fight them. So somebody's up from a nap, but that's okay. We're still gonna keep going with this video. Want to say hi? Okay, you can just go to sleep. We'll go back to sleep. There you go. So yeah, okay. So the age of Aries was the age where masculinity, where masculinity came into the picture to be at the forefront. Okay, masculinity was always in the picture. We live in a masculine and feminine universe. However, the universe at large is feminine also. So, masculinity was always a part of the picture, but during the age of Aries, that's when masculinity became at the forefront of it all. So, and we were cognitive of this. when I say we, I'm talking about the women, the feminine, the priestesses, the goddesses. We were aware of this and we wanted this. We wanted masculine principle to be at the forefront during this time because of the invasion that was currently happening on the planet. So we knew that we needed our protectors to be at the forefront of everything and to be um basically defending us and doing what they need to do. So there's a lot more that goes into this, of course, but for the purpose and the focus of this video, I'm basically just saying that to say that during this time, this is when the masculine energy just started to take over. It said, oh, okay, we're at the forefront and now we're just going to take over. So it wasn't just, the masculine, the average masculine. Of course it was this predatory alien reptilian weirdo people who want to destroy the earth, who wanted this takeover, right? And so this is when you start to get into in different places, and basically, religion just started to take over and everybody became religious, Catholic, Christian. This is when really women just started to become the damn devil. And you know even in certain places, people still like, and when I say weirdo alien, I mean these people are really weird. And but anyways, not too much focus on that. What I'm saying is, where we've only come so many hundreds of years since that time, and the energetic blueprint upon primordial people and people, especially in the Americas and North America, South America, I don't know, Central America, possibly. I know that we have had this kind of decoding, having to decode all of the ways of thinking and being and understanding that says subliminally to hate women and to hate the Black women and to hate the women in your life. And a lot of people are unaware, you know, unaware of it. And this is why the music that we listen to had become the inceptor site for just programming it even more and even more and even more. There's a lot of great artists out there. There's a lot of really dope artists out there, who make such great music, and it's so beautiful and it's so melodic and it's so, pure. And then there's the music that majority of Black people listen to from like 1990 up until this day and age, this very present moment, that's telling you to hate yourself and also hate women. And a lot of those artists just now in this present time is getting exposed for being homosexual, you know? So, I'm gonna name some names like Lil Wayne. I'm from New Orleans, okay? And the insidious hatred for the feminine is real here. It's weird. It's weirdly real here. Um, and it's odd. It's very odd. However, I also feel a real craving and a real desire for the earth feminine to rise, for that frequency to shift. So Yeah, rappers like Lil Wayne, rappers, who be boasting and hollering about who were at that time boasting and hollering about how, you know, you gotta be all crazy and gangsta and, under the spell of just wanting to kind of just murder everything and kill all life forms and all just weird. It's crazy. So anyway, I'm so glad that I only grew up like a portion of my life during that time, and I was like a child during that time. So I'm very happy to be living in this era where, you know, at least I've shifted. I don't know if that, at least I've shifted out of that frequency. Okay. I don't know about everybody else, but that's like a real thing. Like these, this programming, right? And this feminization of what it means to be truly masculine. I think a lot of men think that masculinity comes from this very cold place. This very this place that is just full of, coldness, anger, authority. Really is not authority. Really is like tyranny. Really is tyranny. Dictation, control. And all of that is coming from a really distorted place. And it's not pure. And what the things that I love are so integrated into the soul of a person and so integrated into the heart of a person and the ability for someone to understand masculine energy and not just understand anyone but understand the feminine within himself. I don't know why I keep looking at my phone. um that toxic masculinity, it's untrue. I don't even want to label it toxic masculinity at this point because there's so many people running around talking about toxic femininity and toxic masculinity, but who's talking about, and uplifting and upholding true true love, really? Because when we're talking about masculine energy and feminine energy, and we're talking about one side, when both sides come together, they really just complement each other. When we're talking about masculinity and femininity, we can't talk about one without the other. What we're talking about is love and harmony. That's what we're talking about. And most people have made it into um this, I won't even say that they've made it into it. I really want to say that they've been pulled into a matrix of what what they believe it should be, or what um they perceive it should be. And mind you, I'm someone who believes that anybody can have anything that they want in a person in their lifetime. However, what you want in a way must also be in alignment with your soul, must be in alignment with the balance between masculinity and femininity. And for you to want certain things that are outside of that would also cause you to attract other things that reflect that. So for example, if you if you are a woman who um wants to have certain experiences with a man, and those experiences um you know range from you being a good woman to him, and you make being a great server, you always being in service to your man, and making him feel good about himself. You really would love to have a man that you could just make feel good about himself. Like, things like that. You're wanting things like that. And so you end up attracting a man who needs you to help him feel good about himself. You end up attracting a man who needs you to cook his food and wash his clothes. You end up attracting somebody. So then you in it and you like, wait, hold up. I didn't know that it was going to feel like this, because what you thought you wanted wasn't really what was in balance with life and the true polarities between masculinity and femininity. So I I respect and I, in a way, of proud of, very, very proud of men that have been able to create success from a place that is deeper. It comes from the soul. I am in complete awe of men that have created success in their lives and for their families based off of them being 100% in tune with who they are, what their soul wants, and delivering that to the world. I think that is the true epitome of success. And I feel very, I'm in a way sad for men who have enslaved themselves into feeling like they aren't successful unless they have a certain amount of money in their bank account. And though the bank account will definitely reflect the amount of yourself that you are in tune with, unless you made a deal with the devil. Unless you made a deal with the devil, then yeah, you will be successful, but that success will be short lived. Like, who I mentioned earlier, Mr. Kevin Samuels, and people who find success, but they are out of alignment with their soul, with their source energy. And so they end up getting into all kinds of binds. They end up getting exposed for being, weirdos, predators, rapists. They end up, getting into these legal issues. Like, just stuff ends up happening. And people be like thinking that that's weird and that's, oh my gosh, how did that happen? And, I wouldn't say karma is real, but you definitely reap what you sow, you know? Um, that's that karmic 8. That's that 8 that's speaking there. And 8 is a masculine number. Yeah, I've attracted negative experiences from wanting certain things. Somebody told me like I attract the lessons I need to learn. Well, I wouldn't even say that they're lessons that you need to learn, because that also makes you feel like you came to earth to repent and be a student and, you know, like, I wholeheartedly believe that we all came here to be creators, and we all came here to be in our creative energy, and we all came here to live a life of joy, peace, and harmony. And I talk about this in my course, Activating Earth Feminine, how the matrix sets you up to not be able to do that. There is an infinite, abundant earth that we live on. Vast scopes of land and soil and resources. But we all want to live in one city. Does that make sense to you? I just sat there and thought about that one day. I was like, we live on a huge earth that's full of land, full of resources, full of nature, I mean, it's just so full. But we all want to live in one city, like packed, like in cubicles, side by side, like not going anywhere. I'm like, what? That's so crazy. Like, why do we live like that? Because we've been convinced that that's the way we're supposed to be living. Because the masculine, they're not even masculine, they're alien. The alien energies that don't like the earth, okay? They want to destroy the earth, have convinced us is the best thing to do and the best way to live. How is that the best way to live? So masculine energy that is integrated with his feminine energy, meaning in his heart. He got a heart, he got a soul, he has feelings, and he respects the complexities. I was about to say that word so wrong. I was about to say complexities. Saya, don't talk like that. The complexity of what it means to be feminine and what it means to be emotional, what it means to feel and intuit. A man that respects that energy within himself is a masculine man. And a lot of people have been convinced that this type of man is a homosexual. But let me tell you something. It's the other way around. Them dudes out there who toting around they guns with their pants sagging, most of them are just ignoramuses and they just don't, they're lost, okay? They just need a little guidance. But majority who act like that, and they also have this deep hatred towards women, meaning they wanna, as soon as they see you, they want to take from you. Number one. As soon as they see you, they want to take from you. They don't want to give to you. That's the natural masculine principle. When you see a woman, you're supposed to want to give. But why are there men out here that see a woman and want to take? That's predatory right there. And that's imbalanced. What is it within yourself that you have not embraced about who it is that you are? I'm not telling people to embrace being somebody they're not. I'm telling you to embrace being who you are. Me telling someone to embrace, who they are is a part of them being in their masculine. It's a part of you tapping into your sun. The sun is the planet of the father, and he's the husband, aka partner of the earth. So when you activate the sun, you are completely content with who you are. You don't need to I just see a 444 on the clock. 444. You don't need to do anything outside of who you are or make other people feel lesser of themselves for you to be or feel masculine. It's just not in you. So really being able to integrate love into your being, into your essence, is like the main thing that I notice in a majority of the balanced balanced men that I meet. Intuitive, they're just they've integrated, they're no longer denying their feminine self. Because when you deny the feminine, it's like it turns into a war and the feminine starts to rule, right? Because like I said, like these dudes who are like, they always want to fight somebody. They make other people feel like bad about themselves. They fight with women, even fight with women over their children and over like, I mean, that's the type of stuff. I'm like, why are you fighting with a woman over her children? But a lot of people have also chalked themselves up to believe that, women are somehow incapable and incompetent of, being a woman and mothering her own children. And so this is exactly why I have went into why women even ponder about uh what is it called? I don't know what it's called, but abortion. I was Planned Parenthood, you know, um Planned Parenthood, abortion rates, like women don't just wake up one day and say, "Oh, I think I want to kill my baby." That's not in our blood. That's not in our blood to want to do that. So what is the psychosis that's going on within um this realm that causes women to pick up on those vibrations in the first place? Nobody's asking those questions. Nobody's using their noggin. Well, I'm using my noggin. Um oh, thank you, Fola O'Neill. Yeah, she's sleeping right now. I don't know how much longer she will be asleep for, but yeah, she was so sad earlier. She broke this glass and I got mad at her and she was crying because I was screaming at her just for a second. I don't stop screaming at me. And she was just crying and we were supposed to go to a birthday party, but anyway, I'm gonna start rambling. So she took a nap instead. So she's gonna be asleep for I don't know, probably another hour. Um so yeah, these are the types of men that you need to really I wouldn't even say look out for, but this strong polarity I know is causing me to create a much stronger polarity on the other end of the spectrum, because I grew up personally experiencing both ends of, how masculine energy can be off. My biological father was always present for me, um, conditionally. Conditionally. And I say conditionally because when it came to his image, his public image with other people, um, that relationship would dwindle. Like if anything were to happen where I would be looked down on publicly, he wouldn't like that, and would not talk to me for weeks, at a time. However, he was always um present for me financially. So it was like emotionally, it was really hard to connect to my biological father. Practically though, if I needed something, if he had it, I would I would be good. So that was a plus. However, emotionally, there was always a disconnect. So we never had deep conversations or anything like that. And my stepfather was super emotional and, you know, practically everything else was like up in the air. So it was like two different dynamics I got to experience. I got to experience, seeing a father very emotionally crazy, toxic, all over the place. And then I also got to see like, um, or experience. So it's basically like the abusive and the detached. So the detached and then the abusive. So the abusive spectrum and then the detached spectrum. And most women keep themselves in situations comparing, you know, whether or not someone is there, right? So at least he's there, at least he's present, you know. at least he's showing up. And that would be like a motto that a lot of people would go by in terms of your tolerance levels to certain things. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of women. Well, at least he's there, because a lot of men, they ain't even there. A lot of men, they don't even want to be around. Most men don't even want your children that they made with you, or most men, So you should just be happy with what you have. A piece of a man. Yeah, you guys know that saying, a piece of a man is better than no man at all, but that saying in and of itself is like, in a way, degrading. Because it's a feminine principle for you to show up and be present, and your presence is your value. That's a feminine principle. And it is a masculine principle for you to not only show up, but be up. That's so funny. Show up and be up. So yeah, basically the type of men that I love and have a sincere appreciation for are the men that not only protect and provide, but the men that are respectful, the men that actually love women and up uplift women and actually listen to women. You know, I didn't say be obedient, because some of y'all be taking stuff out of context. I said listen, because that's what you do. That's what healthy people do. They listen to each other. So these are the types of men that I love. And also gentlemen. I don't care if he runs into a hooker on the street and she is just like the most toe up, beat up person in the world. You don't treat people, no matter what they're looking like to you on your end, you don't treat people as if they are, worthless. You don't treat people like that. And that's not the way a king operates in the first place. Kings don't operate like that. Kings love their people. You know what I'm saying? They don't necessarily deal with everybody, and they'll leave other stuff for other people, but it's always love. It's always love. Love for self, love for others, love for their family, love for their women. And a lot of men, well, I'm not even gonna say a lot of men, but just that video of Kevin Samuels and some of the responses I got, let me just say, I don't care if you love me. I don't care if you are in love with me, infatuated with me, just from you watching my YouTube channel and being on my Instagram, well, however you have found me. I don't care if you love me. If you cannot elevate to this understanding and knowledge that as primordial women, I'm saying primordial women because I don't like to use the race card. I use it to make my points so that I can relate to y'all, to get y'all to understand certain things. But ultimately, for primordial women on this planet, we have had decades and decades of, being basically put down. And right now is the happening of that changing. Right now is the happening of, it not being this weird, crazy feminist movement where women have been so scorned that they just want to turn into Vikings all over again and massacre every man in the world. No, not like that. I'm talking about the feminine rising, and for us to be on this mission and to be doing what we're doing and living in tune with who we really are, I would love it for that same. It's Lilith. Lilith came to visit us. My daughter's got a snake. So yeah, for that to happen, I'm curious, is your biological dad an Aquarius like me? I asked only because you said he had the ability to emotionally detach, but was still there for you. You know, it's really funny. He's not an Aquarius. He's a Capricorn, but his moon is in Aquarius. So, like, I've also looked into that as well. Of course, I've done the charts for my biological dad and my actual dad. I mean, and my stepdad. I said actual dad. My stepdad, I grew up with my stepdad. I grew up with both of them really. Um, but yes, my dad has heavy Aquarius vibes. It is true. But his sun is in Capricorn. And my stepdad is a Pisces and his moon is in Aries. So sheesh, that's why. I already know why, but I'm just saying, like, I got to experience that both. Like the super emotional dad and then the super detached dad. And I'm like, whoa, this is too much. This is way too much. But, for whatever reason I needed those perspectives growing up. Okay, so to get back to what I was saying, which was along the lines of masculinity. Okay, guys, I forgot a little bit of what I was saying. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I love masculine. Now I remember what I was saying. I was saying I don't care if you say that you love me, okay? And I'm really talking about a specific person. But just in general, people who are coming on my page, specifically guys, because I have a good amount of male followers. Just because you feel the way you feel, I really need y'all to ask yourselves why. Why do you feel the way you feel? Why do you feel such hatred and agony towards women getting child support, towards women getting on Section 8, towards women receiving help from the government? Why are you so mad about that? Like, why are you so upset? What is the problem? I'm going to tell you what the problem is. Because not everybody is mad about that. It's just you. It's just you. Just you. So I need you to really ask yourself, why are you so mad? Why are you so upset? Because there's a lot of women who are single mothers who got so much pride. They don't want no help from the government. They don't want your child support. They don't want any slither of you around. They're so prideful that they will not accept. And even in those cases, y'all got something to say. Y'all have something bad to say about somebody. Why? Please ask yourself that. And if you can't answer the question and then analyze what you just said after you answer the question and see that you are a broken little birdie whose wings got clipped somewhere in life. I don't know if it was your mommy or your daddy. Most times it's your daddy and then you just blame it on your mom. Or, sometimes it really is your mom or your stepmom or whatever. Everybody is responsible for their own healing. Everybody is responsible for their own elevation. So it does nobody in the world any good or any better if you can answer the question, but you can't even understand what you just said and why you said it. Because it's a reality? No, it's not. It's something that you're creating that has been created in your reality. Me personally, you want to know about me? I'm a single mom. Yeah, I know I'm a single mom. I know exactly how I ended up being a single mom. And do I even care about the label of single mom? No, I don't. Because I feel as though as women, we are designed to have babies. We are designed to have children. And all of our children are our children. And it doesn't really matter if whoever is in my life, whether it be the person who helped me create my children or somebody else, you better believe my children will always be taken care of. Always. Because that's just how I rock. And that's just how I feel about myself. Right. And I have done the spiritual inventory on myself to see and realize how and why certain things happened in my reality, because most times when we come into this realm, we're so excited and we're so happy, and because we're most of us are born into the matrix, we don't have the guidance system readily available, who's there, who's telling us this is what you do, this is how life goes. Because most people, I'm sorry to say this, but most people just seem like not that intelligent to me. But at the same time, they are intelligent. But what makes the intelligence worth it is when you can care enough about yourself to know exactly what it is that you are doing incorrectly, and reach a point to where that misalignment with yourself becomes a full alignment with yourself. And then you begin to affect everyone around you in this energy. That's king energy right there. That's what that is. It is definitely king energy to be and feel completely one with yourself. Oh, I got some comments here. Finding those kind of people is few and far in between. I personally believe most people want to be like this, but there's so much hate being bred amongst us. There's so much hate being bred amongst us. Well, who's breeding the hate? Who is us? That's what you got to ask yourself. Who's breeding the hate and who is us? Who are these people? Eliminate them. Problem solved. It sounds like it. I'm Aquarius male, and most of what you described is just like me. Well, I know this is definitely an Achilles heel for Aquarius, okay? But the key is for Aquarius. The key is for Aquarius's evolvement and Aquarius's life journey and life lessons is to don't be so caught up in the facts, in the knowledge, because that's the number one thing that I notice with people who have Aquarius influence in their chart. They get so caught up in the knowledge and in the facts that they disconnect from the water. So like you're holding the water and you're analyzing the water and you're using the water to nourish the earth and the people and all things, but you don't ever drink the water. Like you giving the water to everybody else, but you don't drink it. And over time, you just become dehydrated. And then you start talking in tongues and acting all crazy and weird. You start seeming like a weird and detached and cold, crazy person because you're parched. You're thirsty. Drink some water. Let yourself feel every now and then. Let yourself be immersed in the experience and stop speculating all the time. It's like so much resistance around actually being in the experience and participating in what it's like to feel that way. And uh yeah, like Aquarius is definitely need to spend a lot of time around water. They do, like physically. I'm serious. Like you guys need to drink a lot of water. You need to spend a lot of time around water. You need to make sure your circulation is on fleek. And, Aquarius, you know, make sure you're also taking care of your Achilles heel. Because a lot of like if you have Aquarius energy, also to make sure your Achilles heel is not like stuck. You should be able to have good ankles, good, that area should be good. Um, how to find this alignment, please? What alignment? I'm not really sure what I said in regards to that. Um, in regards to like what alignment? You say this as I drink my water. Am I Jupiter in Pisces? Ha ha ha. Yeah, Jupiter in Pisces. Also, definitely make sure you look up what your elemental ruler is because that's important too. AstroSeek. I put this link in the chat before. Yep. And so also if anybody would like to get a reading done, I do. This is so funny. I've never found a way to not say that like that. But I do readings for people. Whether it be name numerology readings, I can help you change your name to a name that is in alignment with your numerological alignment in this current period in your life because it changes every period. I do tarot and oracle readings. I also do astrology readings, birth chart readings, relationship readings, all of those things. So, watch me video about water. That should help a lot. Are you from the islands? Watch me video about water. You were talking about reaching a point where you find yourself in alignment with who you are, even your worst version here and now. Find yourself in alignment. So when I talk about finding myself in alignment with who I am, I'm talking about allowing myself to be who I am, regardless of whatever comes out of me, whatever feelings come out of me. I'm open to expressing them and then understanding them better through expressing them. Even your worst version. Yeah. I mean, really, being in alignment is just being in full acceptance of yourself in every moment and always allowing yourself to feel the way you feel without putting yourself down or criticism or judgments or you know, um, because we can't hold judgment in the heart space. We can hold criticisms in the solar plexus and judgments in the solar plexus as a tool, but the heart can hold um no judgment. You were talking, oh, I read that already. It's a video about water. Stranger, this video popped up and just at the point where you were talking about water. Yeah, water is more important than a gold. It'll save your soul. Ooh, y'all gotta listen to this song. I used to listen to this song. Oh my gosh. This guy made a whole album about water. It was so dope. It was so amazing. What is his name? And he said, water more important than a gold. It'll save your soul. Mick Jenkins. That's his name, Mick Jenkins. Okay, yeah, Mick Jenkins is like one of my favorite artists. He is such a beautiful spirit. And in this video, he talks about the water and how pretty much the whole album is about water. And this was at a time where I was drinking, I was like watered out, y'all. I was drinking a gallon of water a day. And he's just basically the whole album is thanking the waters. So good point. This is why water is so important also when it comes to Aquarius, because Aquarius is the epitome of masculine energy. Most people think it's Aries, but it's not. It's Aquarius, because Aquarius is the water bearer. So basically he's holding the feminine principle. He's holding her. And that's why now in the age of Aquarius, we're seeing the feminine principle being put back on its throne. So when we're looking at water and knowing that water represents the feminine divine, the lunar feminine, the primordial waters, the house of gene, and where all genes come from the primordial waters. You know how people be like, oh, we all come from water. How? What makes you say that? Where did that come from? Grandmother Moon. So when you have the masculine energy um upholding the waters, oh my gosh, this is why it's like so beautiful and powerful when masculine energy intertwines his masculine self with the feminine. And this is why I said Aquarius need to learn how to basically love the water that they're pouring, that they're, they need to learn and understand that that very water is running through their blood. That's it. Like, it's over. um I'm actually about to play that song if I can find it. Hate from people in the workplace, even family, hate being bred in the music that's being played mainstream, young black sons killing each other over nothing, serving each other disenchanted love. Most black men that are doing that are under a spell. And the only way to break the spell is through love. Now I'll have to look more into this because that's something that literally just came to me. But most of those men who are killing, making all this crazy music, they're unaware of these effects. They're under a spell. And don't worry, it's gonna break very soon. But for the most part, for it to break, you must be in touch. Even as a woman, you must be in touch with your solar frequency, which is a masculine energy because of the sun is, masculine and feminine really, but um it's an integration. So, oh, let me skip this. Let me see if this is the song, yo. Oh, I think this is the song. Can y'all still hear me? Can y'all still hear me? Just let me know. Because I'm about to play this song. And I like him because he's he he's still himself. You know what I'm saying? He's still himself, but he's oh, I didn't know he was gonna say that. But he's himself, but he's still tapping. You get what I'm saying? For the gold, more important than the gold. I put the link in the bio comments. Thank God for the waters. Thank God for the waters. He's saying, thank God for the waters. Who created the water? Where the water come from? The moon. The moon created the waters. So it's like a lot of subliminals, y'all. And if you can catch the subliminals, then you know, number one, your spirit team is very nearby. Um, and you're activating your DNA also. And the more that you follow your spirit, the more you activate your DNA, the more of yourself you can be, the more in alignment you can be. All right, I read your comment for a second. Hate from people in the workplace, even family. Hate being bred in the music that's being played mainstream. Okay, wait, I did read that already. Giving each other bad spirit. Yeah, that's why we got to give each other good spirits now. But some people are married to it. They've married themselves to it. So they got to go to divorce court before they can get in good spirits. They got to go to divorce court. Good to go solo. Experiencing others is what leads an Aquarius in many cases to be a loner. You seem to have logic and critical thinking skills, but are you suggesting an Aquarius male be more emotional? I'm suggesting an Aquarius male be surrender to his emotion, his or her emotions. I have an Aquarius daughter while we talking about Aquariuses. My daughter is an Aquarius. I'm not asking Aquarius to be something that they're not. I'm asking them to evolve into their highest state. Because most people think just because all the status quo of Aquarius acts like this, that is normal and that's just what they're supposed to do. And I believe that everyone is meant to evolve into their highest state of being. That's why when I talk about astrology and the planets and Lilith and things like that, people be like, "Where you got that from?" And I'll be like, I'm in esoteric astrology. I'm not in Western Vedic. I'm in esoteric astrology, which means I'm a receiving energy. I'm receiving all of the things that I'm sharing with you all. And Aquarius, to evolve, they must they must recognize the water within them and honor that so that they can then honor it in all things in other people, because we know the detriment of Aquarius. Do you know the detriment of Aquarius? The experimenter, the hypocrite, the one that knows everything but does and does not practice what he preaches and does not, fully integrate it into his soul. Like, the detriment of Aquarius is pretty much the scientific maniac who looks at everything through a stethoscope but never actually understands the power of and the importance of a human connection. Human A soul's connection. Because when we're talking about water, we're talking about the soul. So, All right, that's enough, Mick Jenkins. Oh, shout out to the UK. I'm from UK, London, to be precise. Aquarius is one of my favorite signs. Water is so powerful it can drown you, but you still gotta drink. Yeah, right. Um, wow, ha, I'm Aries also. Aries, Aries. Okay, we got some Aries. Yeah, I have a lot of Mars energy, so I know. Well, I wouldn't say I have a lot of Mars energy, but my sun sign has a lot of Mars energy. So y'all Aries be like, I sense, I sense a fight. No, I'm playing. I sense intensity. I sense interesting things going on. I sense my boredom will be relieved over here. This is interesting. I'm not bored anymore. Um, the funny thing about being an Aquarius male is that people ask me for advice and it usually solves problems, but generally women don't like men like me in a relationship. It just depends. Everybody has a twin flame. Everybody has a twin flame. Everybody has a masculine counterpart. And also what has created the dynamic that we see in relationships today, we don't go through rites of passage anymore when it comes through finding our partner, our life partner who we travel this earth walk with. We don't do that anymore. And so we end up going throughout, life and time testing the waters and experimenting and, like I just said, Aquarius energy. Um, y'all, I'm gonna take this little thing off because ah! No, I'm playing. Oh, sorry. Shh. Oh, I just woke her up. I'm a zombie. I'm a Cancer. I heard that Cancer holds a different type of water. Yes, Cancers initiate water. Cancers are like water sprouts. They want to spray you with water. So basically, like Cancer's water wants you. Cancers want to spray you with water. Oh, Alayla, your head is big. Just hit me. Cancers want to spray you with water, aka like cancers want to make you feel how they feel. Whether that's a good feeling or a bad feeling. They want you to feel how they feel. But the ultimate purpose that they do that is to remind you that people have a soul. So if like you're someone who's a soulless person, well, can act like it, Aquarius. Cancer will remind you, like, say, bruh, like we have souls around here. Like you can't just be out here doing heartless, careless stuff. Okay? Because if you do, them waves gonna come crashing, them tsunamis gonna come and wipe out your town, wipe out the city. Oh my goodness. I washed my hair today. No, I don't wash my hair every day. Whoever just was like, you wash your hair today? Well, what about every other day? All right. The Dalai Lama has said attachment is the root cause of suffering. Detachment is one of the paths to spirituality. It only gets bad when detachment is practiced without empathy or compassion. Exactly. You must have empathy and compassion. You must be able to feel what other people feel to really truly understand a situation and really truly get the effects that you want to get. So I just also want you guys to understand, like, a lot of people equate masculinity also with being like killer, murderer, psycho. No, I don't call it psycho, but we are usually equated with like this masculine, I will beat the shit out of you, excuse my French, um type of guy, type of energy. And that's, oh, what's the matter? I'm talking too much? She said, yeah. um, yeah, we usually think that it's that type of guy. But if you have ever studied the arts of Qigong, I'm turning this light down. If you've ever studied the art of Qigong and martial arts using energy, you'll understand that the way to beat your opponent is not through force. It's not even through really seeing your opponent as an opponent, but it's through using his energy, reflecting his energy against him. So, to explain this, I am going to find a video on YouTube and I'm going to share my screen because this is like really something that I really love. All right, Qi Gong demonstration. All right, this is a guy firebending right here. I like the firebenders. Coming soon, y'all. I'm about to be firebending, earthbending, waterbending, all of that. All of that. Oh, that looks creepy. Ooh, what is she doing? Okay, let's go. This is yeah, this is like I'm just playing, y'all. Look, it's yin and yang. What did I just tell y'all? It's yin and yang. The two fishes, Vesica Pisces, material and physical. I mean, no, material and spiritual merging together. All right, now this is just too much. All right, so basically, this guy is beating the shit out of this dude, and he don't never even touch him. I wouldn't even say he's beating the shit out of him, but beating him. I want the promotion. Okay, guys. Um, I just want to check and see if you guys can hear that because I remember last time I screen shared and nobody could hear anything. So, can y'all hear that? Let me see. I'm just gonna stop it. I'm gonna play it again for like a little bit longer. I'm pretty sure y'all couldn't hear that because I didn't click the share audio button. Ooh.
Later on, the problem hard. Now, you might wonder what's happening. Why explain to people say, are you jumping because there's something in your pen? Or why are you jumping so excitedly? Explain to them.
The feeling when I begin to attack is exactly as if I were attacking any other martial art practitioner. I have the absolute intention to hit, because that's what we were requested to do. However, as I begin the attack with full intention, I bounce back. It's very difficult to describe, but I do lose control of my body, sometimes more profoundly than others. Sometimes the legs move from underneath you, sometimes you feel the body steered, but all the time you're being guided. That's probably the best way I could suggest it.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, what that video was portraying to you guys is even the notion of masculinity being this aggressor that, beats people up is also in a way not like not necessary. um yeah, okay, couldn't hear it. So I changed it to the audio being on the second time, so I'm pretty sure you guys heard the second part of it. Okay, Aleva. So yeah, so basically that's what that was portraying. And even the notion of having to be aggressive and this aggressor and that being, masculine, just that demonstration in and of itself um should have shown you all that you don't that's actually the weakest that's weakness. That's a weakness. If somebody can make your whole body go, numb without even having to touch you, I won't say numb, but guided. They can guide your body without even having to touch you. All them hours you spend at the gym was worthless. Are you serious, Queen? I haven't been paying attention to the news, to be honest. I don't watch the news. I didn't find that on the news, if that's what you mean. I don't find stuff on the news. I find stuff that just come to me. It just came to me. So I found that video years ago, but basically when the video started, you could see the yin and yang symbol and the two fishes. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the integration of, you know, the feminine being with the masculine being. And that is powerful. How does he do that? Is it because he can harness his chi? Yes. It's because he has practiced it, practiced. He has practiced it and developed the skill. Everything is a skill. So anybody can do it. They just have to put focus on it, practice it, and things like that. So, yeah, so this is pretty much, I mean, everything that I really had to say about why I love, men that are in touch with their heart chakra. And if you were listening, you heard, or if you were reading the subtitles, he was talking about the Heart Sutra. And when you're in the Heart Sutra, which is the heart chakra, there is no rival. There is no me against you. We're all flowing with each other. And so with that understanding, that was the way that he could manipulate his energy in that way. Honestly, I think he was like water bending. Blood bending. But no, yeah. What's your opinion about water fasts? Water fasts. I don't do water fasts. I only do herbal juice and herbal fasts. I would only do a water fast if I had worked my body up to a place that it could handle doing a water fast. Like, yeah, I wouldn't do a 20-day water fast unless you live in an environment that you could still be fed off of sufficiently, like your environment and things like that. But my plan is to start a juice and herbal fast on the 16th, on the new moon. But I do not do I don't do water fasts. That's just me. I think that our bodies would benefit more from having herbs and nutrients from the juices and things like that. Because when you just stop eating like that and you're just drinking, your body might interpret it as it might just be a shock to your body. So I like to do it after I have like worked my way up to that. 3 days for me, Are you vegan, Asaya? No, I am not vegan. I do not go by the vegan label. I was vegan for like 3 years. Wasn't for me. And then I started getting a lot of vegan hate from vegans. Like vegans can be evil too. I'm telling you. But anyway, yeah, veganism became like a religious thing, and that's when I stopped having fun. So I wanted to keep learning and growing, so I let being vegan go. However, being vegan can be a great way to detox the body. And it can be a great way to develop your connection with plants and herbs and fruits and vegetables, and actually hands-on with your food instead of being processed all the time. Ooh. Okay, guys. Well, I have been on here for some time, and I think it's about time for us to get off of here. So, leave us up. We're about to, I don't know, watch a movie, play a game, Thank you all for showing up, paying attention, showing out, and make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you are interested in joining the Lunar Feminine group where we meet up every full moon and new moon, make sure you get in touch with me or click the links in the description. When I post them, I'm gonna start posting them before I go live. And yeah, and if you would like to be a part of the Activating Earth Feminine course, that is linked to that is also or will also be in the description. Readings, name changes, birth chart readings, relationship readings. I also do those. And yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, it's been cool. All right. Leave us stop. Okay, everybody seeing my goods. All right, peace, y'all.